Hey guys, I know I'm early, but something so important that has been brought to my attention. My name is Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and on Sundays, I do something called the Irreverent Sacred, where we just make no bones about the fact that religion is crap, that it was built to create a wall between us and our divinity, between us and our feminine. And my goal is to help you get a bit of oxygen between you and it so that you can just let pieces of it go from your own consciousness. Because that's the trick. That's the thing that all the great spiritual beings have always wanted us to do. That's why they keep telling us to meditate. Because we need a little bit of oxygen between us and the religious garbage. We need to see it for what it is. Yeah, we need to see it as really it has you by the small hairs. Hi, Devin, sweetheart. Hi, honey. How are you feeling? If at some point you want to come on as a guest, we can do that. But first I wanted to talk about something that has been really highlighted for me in the last few days. I was talking with a friend of mine, and she was saying, oh yeah, there's this thing that happened and it was awful, and this guy is so stupid and blah blah, just awful stuff. And oh, but yeah, I'm over it. No, she's not. No, she's not. No. The thing that religion wants to keep you from is your own self. And that doesn't have to sound as mystical as all that, to be honest. It's also just keeping you from your own emotions. And that's where you are connected with the divine, is with your senses. What do I feel? What do I sense? What do I perceive? Hi, Shattered. This is what religion does for us, is it says, hey, let's take you away from what it is that makes you feel connected, that makes you have somebody home. And let's just make sure that you get mired in that. Now, here's the thing. We keep holding on to it because we have the grooves in the brain, right? Whatever we do repeatedly, it becomes a groove in the brain. It's like, I don't know if you're old enough to remember actual records, which they're coming back. Hey, Paragon, sweetheart. So good to have you here. Thank you for being here. But it's like when the needle gets stuck in the groove and it just goes like the same sound over and over again. Now, built on that physical reality is, oh, thanks, Crystal. You're so sweet. Based on that, we get something gets layered on top of this thing that we have, where we're like, oh, I've had this experience for so many times. I've heard this religious garbage in my head so many times. I've lived according to this religious stuff I can't get out of my head, right? And what religion does and what our society does is it tells you that you cannot win. It has installed in us this I don't want to say core, because that's something different for me, but this basic perspective that we're supposed to believe that we're, people who win are just like, they're just miracles. That we can't quite fight back against the things that hurt us, whether that's people or our own minds. We feel like there's nothing I can do about it. And so we keep trying to heal our minds with our minds, which is exactly what the religious system wants you to do. It wants you to not question. It wants you to not feel and be honest and authentic about what you feel. Because the fact is that when you come into you and you go, God damn it, this is what I feel, there's a freedom in that. They don't want you to have that freedom. And they've made you afraid of that freedom. They've given you 100 different ways for you to put your head into a space where you're like, but I have to feel this. I am enslaved to this. This is like who I have to be. It's not. Absolutely not. In order to get out of it, though, the very first thing we've got to do is understand that there is nothing on this planet that is immovable. I was just watching a bunch of stuff about The Matrix, the movie The Matrix, the trilogy. And it was talking about how even Neo was a part of the Matrix. Even the awakened Neo was programmed to be the awakened Neo by the Matrix, because they kept resetting. It kept resetting. It kept resetting. They needed somebody to break the rules in the way that they understood. And it's just fascinating stuff. And I thought, that is just like us. That's the actual truth. So then how do we get out? Well, the way you get out is the way that I teach, which is you've got to get in touch with your emotions. You've got to start listening to yourself. You've got to start expressing who you are in all of your mess, because the only reason it feels messy to you is because you keep suppressing it. You keep holding it down because it's scary now, because you've been programmed. And this is why I teach a workshop called Off the Hook, where we take ourselves off of that fear hook. We blast right past the conditioning and the trauma, and we play our way. We make the Matrix irrelevant. The Matrix cannot understand human unpredictability. It cannot predict our choice. Like in the movie The Matrix, when Neo meets the architect, he's given a choice. He's like, you can take the door on the left where you can save your wife, or you can, take the door on the right and save humanity. And he takes the frickin' door on the left. There's a couple of things at play here that really relate to us and our being irreverent in order to be sacred. And one of them is to stop freaking predicting everything as though that we're real. There is no spoon. There is no spoon. You don't bend the spoon. There is no spoon. In other words, there's nothing in this reality that can't be shifted. It's not that you can shift it in this moment necessarily. It's about the change in your perception. It's about the change in how you see that you are not literally trapped. The religion wants you trapped. I think that's clear. I think it's very clear. They want you trapped. They give, thank you, tribe. Yeah, it's so bloody obvious to me at this point. I'm like, how can you not freaking see it? But of course, this is the magic of consciousness, is that we are where we are, and then the next opening is like, oh my God, how did I not see that? Oh, how did I not see that? Oh, how did I not see that? And that's cool. When you can keep doing that and you can keep opening, then it becomes more of a, like, this is exciting, this is interesting, this is cool. Instead of, I'm an idiot, let me fix myself and all that crap. The patriarchal structure, the religious structure wants you to be mean to yourself. Thank you, Tara. Thank you, Mermaid. That's what it wants. Why does it want that? Why would anything that calls itself sacred want you to be mean to yourself and to feel trapped? Why would it want that? Because it wants control. It has nothing to do with power. Power is the face it wears. The real deal is control. It wants to control your money because it wants to control what it has. It wants to make sure that you are continuously dependent instead of independent. And it's very successful at this. Hi, Patricia. Good morning, sweetheart. To keep our frequencies low, 100%. 100%, tribe. That's right. And so where is our power? Well, it's so close to us that we have trouble seeing it. I don't know why the game was set up this way. I think God might have been out of their mind. I don't know. It's kind of a weird game. But here it is. Here we are. We're playing it. Now, what chapter of the game do we want to play? It's a whole different story. Like, do we want to continue to expand our consciousness and open to our own connection with our divinity, or do we want to stay a slave? Who was having a hot flash? Ren, hi, good morning, and what? Okay, so TikTok AI just said, here's an AI summary of what you're talking about. You're discussing how religion can limit personal freedom. No, religion limits personal freedom. Full stop. Full stop. Now, you may go, I know. You may go, I've been looking at this forever. I already know that. I agree 100%. And then the place where you get to kick in your own butt is that you're like, but I can't seem to get out of the cycle of remembering it. I can't get out of the cycle of suffering from it, of having actions come from it, right? Is that not true? Thank you, Devin. So what you do, the next logical thing that you do, thank you, Ren. The logical thing that you do, hi, sweetheart, is you start fighting, right? I mean, this only makes sense, right? You start fighting. Yes, please repost this, everybody. Let's get some more people in here who need to hear that they ain't crazy and that the sacred is actually irreverent and very apart from religion. My name's Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, GDD. Because you can say to yourself as many times as you want, well, I know it's all bull. I know it's all bull. I know, but it doesn't change anything, does it? Well, I can tell you why it's not changing anything. You're not interrupting the pattern in a way that allows you to stand in a different relationship to it. It's just like the Artemis 2 people. They went to the dark side of the moon. Yeah, I know, the song is playing in everybody's head these days. They went to the dark side of the moon to see it from another perspective, to learn some other stuff. That's what we need to be doing. That is GDD. Yes, 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 and yes. And it is what I call one of the patriarchal loops that says, hey, fight this so you don't have to do it anymore. And then you fight it. And you know what? Unbeknownst to you, or maybe even beknownst to you, it gets stronger because our source code, we human beings are made of energy first. Oh, thank you, Just. What does that mean? So what? I'm made of it. What? You're made of atoms and molecules, and those are made of energy, and therefore you are made of energy. So that's number one. Number two, you live very focused on this human body and all of our social rules, and so you learn to follow them to survive, and then you get hung up in different things, and you don't know how to get out of it, so you go back to the system to say, how do I get out of it? You see the problem? So you go, I'm having a problem. Excuse me, I cannot figure out how to get rid of this original sin bullshit in my head. Let's just take that as an example. And you go, oh my God, hi, Miss Rogers. And so you're like, how do I get this out of my head? Well, if the first thing that you do is fight it, don't be surprised. You've been trained to do that. That's what the system, the matrix, the patriarchal structure, the loop, the patriarchal loop wants you to do. In the Bible, which I read not from the religious perspective at all, but from the astrology, the physics, the, excuse me, sacred, all of these, not from the religious, but, Jesus says, like, put down your sword, like, don't do that stuff. It doesn't mean don't go out and kill other people, which is also a good idea, but it means stop cutting yourself up. Stop cutting yourself down. This is the work that if you focus on it, if you bring some kindness, some compassion to you, from where I sit, because this is my biggest work that I have to do, that is the work that sets you free. That's the work that sets you free. It gives you back to you. It gives you a better environment within your own system. The kingdom of God is within you. That means your brain, your heart, your quality of life. Not do you have all the externals you need? Forget that. Forget that for a minute. How does it feel to be in your body? Are you happy to be alive? Are you like, this is crap, I wish I were out of here? What is it that you feel? Because that's what creates the quality of your life. That's what creates what comes into your life. That's what creates what you can perceive. When we are absolutely certain that life absolutely stinks, that's a lot of what we're going to see. Water being the true God. Miss Rogers, I don't know a thing about it, but I'm fascinated. The concept of water being here. My understanding of the true God is that it's energy. It's just pure, positive, loving, infinite energy. Well, guys, have a conversation about that so we can expand into that. That's fascinating. That seems to be true. I don't know if there's an exception to that or not. I'm not learned in that, but yes. Everything that we quantify as living requires water. Well, yeah, okay. That's cool. I like it. Okay. Thank you, Country Bumpkin. Let's hear it for the Country Bumpkin life. Yes, please. How do you get out of those dang loops? You have to stand in a different relationship to them. Now, what are all the things that keep you anchored into, I have to fix this, which sometimes you do, okay? I've been in therapy many times in my life, and I am right now. And if you get a good therapist, it's really great, but you still want your focus to be about you being free. The monad. I have done no reading about that, Tess. Mama Mayo. The monad. Tell me what the monad is. It's our physical source for sure, Miss Rogers. That just occurred to me. It's definitely our physical source. When I talk about our source code being energy, what I'm talking about is that, you can say you came from your mom and dad or whatever. Yes. You come from your mom and dad, and this is what created you, and this is the circumstance that happened, and etc. But I went looking for something deeper a long time ago. I was like, what is the core truth? What is the truth with a capital T? The one truth with a capital T that is true for everybody, whether or not they even see it, whether they even say they believe it. What is the actual truth? And it's energy. What I found was energy. Yes, you do. Yes, we do. That's really profound. That's so profound, Miss Rogers. Oh, it is? Thank you, Mama Mayo. Wow. Yeah. And we are made of the monad. We are the monad. We come in to play this game, okay? But the game's changing right now. A lot. I mean, completely. We're never going to be able to go back to where we were before the Orange Nightmare showed up and everything else went to crap. And, it's his job, if you will, if you look at it cosmically, was to come in and do this really crappy thing and do it really fast so we could move on to the new. Doesn't mean I like him for it. I don't. I really don't. My name's Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and I am a speaker, and I am a writer, and I am a workshop leader, and I have one coming up the end of this month. It's called Off the Hook, where we get a day pass from our trauma, but we get 4 days, not all in a row, one a week, And you can come into a place where you can actually have personal growth without suffering. What a concept. Because I use acting and improv and storytelling, and we create a very safe container. It's only 15 people, no more than 15, so we can have that kind of intimacy. So we can learn, can we trust in here? And if we can, how much can we trust? What do we trust? And we can start to have fun, which always helps. It always helps. Hello, Jawa. Anyway, if you want to have information about that, to see if it's your jam and if it's the right time for you to do that kind of work, which is really play. Yeah, it's sneaky work because you're playing your way past a lot of crap and you're like, oh my God, I had no idea I could grow by having fun. What a concept. Yes, Devin, it's true. We got to look forward. We're living in times where possibilities are expanding as the old collapses. Ain't that the truth? Actually, it's the other way around. It's because possibilities are expanding from us that the old is collapsing. That's how energy works. See, I'm really glad you said that because that gives me something to address here with, this is what I'm talking about when I say that a part of healing is you standing in a different relationship to you and to the things of your life. So if we go that possibilities are expanding as the old collapses, what we're seeing is that there's this limitation and we have to break it down. And the possibilities are doing that. I mean, sorry, hold on. Let me get this right. No, here's it. That the old has to collapse before the possibilities can come out. That's how we look at that. That we are limited by these limitations. We're not. We are not. It's in our literal source code. We are not. You are one with all that is. You are one with the energy that creates worlds. Now, knowing that and saying that and going, yeah, I know. How do we live it? Because if we can't live it, what's the purpose of saying it? Just to feel better for a minute? What a waste of time. Let's absolutely. Thank you, Devin. Devin says it makes sense. I hadn't thought of it that way. Yes. So if we say the old is cracking because all of the possibilities are now, they've been coming out for decades, you guys. They've been coming out for freaking decades. And it just, the patriarchal castle doesn't see it. It doesn't understand it. And it goes, oh, that's negligible. Oh, I don't care. Let's use our control. We'll make that go away. We'll make that go away. Which is why they're completely shocked that there are millions and millions of people in the streets going, get the hell out of the White House, you lunatic. So, but this is also our power, and we haven't been using it. We haven't been using it, you guys. The thing that the patriarchy, that the church, that the temple, and I'm not saying that the people in churches and temples are bad. They're not. But the system that has got us by the short hairs in different ways cannot see you coming when you question it until you get a freaking answer for yourself that works for you. They can't see you coming when you do something unpredictable because you have paid attention to you instead of the rules. Being authentic is your freaking key to exit this stuff. I'm telling you now. Another good point, Miss Rogers. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit around and be obedient to all the rules that are in your own head? Or are you going to go, wait just a damn second? Am I allowed to have a moment of feeling kind to me? I know how hard this is. I know how hard this is, you guys. Starting the day before yesterday, it's that recent. The day before yesterday, I made a commitment that I've already broken once, and that's okay. This is the way growth happens. You try, you stumble, you get back up, you get back up, you stumble, you get back up, you get back, you're up, I stumble, get back up, and you're up for longer. It's okay. It's okay. when you are real with yourself. I mean, we've been so programmed that the idea of being truthful with ourselves is considered blasphemy. Well, please blaspheme, will you? Hey, free to be me. How are you, sweetheart? Thanks, Ricky. I want you to blaspheme like crazy, because blasphemous, according to the energy of Jesus, was the church, the entire church. Not whether you ate a hot dog on a certain day, or you smoked, or you had sex with your neighbor's wife, which we don't recommend, but that's not going to get you damned to hell. I'm sorry. That's going to get you damned in the eyes of some guy wearing a funny outfit in a church. Who cares? Who cares? Stumble, get up, Mindy. That's exactly right. And God, if you will not let yourself stumble, you will not rise. You will not rise. You can sit here and do what I did, what many do, for years. Take the workshops. Thank you, Free to Be Me. You can take the workshops. You can go to the spiritual stuff, and you can get a lift. You can start to make breakthroughs. But keep your eye on the realization that your freedom is based on you. It's always based on you. It's never based on anything else. You were built for freedom if you want it. You don't even have to want it. You don't. There are plenty of people who come into this life, that's not what they're here to do. Right? That's just not what they were here to do. They're here to have mental illness and, whatever. They're here to be really inbred and have to be taken care of their whole life. I mean, there's different missions, but we're the ones who set them. Jesus came to teach that the kingdom of God is within you. Jesus wasn't teaching monad because, and I'm saying that because if that is a concept that is gorgeous, but it's still just a concept. We want to get beyond the dang concepts. Oh, for sure. Absolutely, Miss Rogers. 100%. Yeah, the feminine. The feminine is the most threatening thing on this planet. And you've got it. It's in you. It is you. You're made of it. And guess what? They taught you not to pay attention to it. They taught you to shame it. They taught you to ignore it. They taught you to be afraid of it. Whew. So instead of okay, but that's still a concept, Mama Mayo. I'm trying to explain something. Let me see if I can get back to it. I get distracted. I can say that I understand that the monad is that all is one, one is all. But I want to live that truth. I don't want to just, I don't want to just know it. What good does it do me to just know it? Does that do me any good? Does it change the nature of my life? Does it make me more attractive to the things I want in life? More attracting, you know what I'm saying? Does it do that? And it does not. It does not give you, if you don't feel that you are having a quality of life where you really feel like you're self-loving, and you are able to live the spiritual concepts we talk about, like compassion and forgiveness, and you can feel them instead of just laying them on you like a judgment. Does knowing it change your thought processes? Deep question, and yes, and but it's not like a 1-2 punch. Do you know what I'm saying? Knowing it, it depends on you. This is why it's so deeply important for us to sit down and pay attention to ourselves. You call it meditation, call it taking a walk in the woods and talking to the trees and telling them what you really think, what you really feel. Because, honey, if you're not doing that, you don't have a clue what you're really thinking and really feeling. You don't. And if you don't know what you're really thinking and really feeling, so all you feel is the result, which is like anxiety and confusion and And you say stuff like, I don't know what I feel. I don't know what I'm doing. It's because you don't have a relationship yet. It's okay. You were trained to be this way. It's not that now you get to be fixed from that. We're going to play a different game. We're playing a different game, you guys. The old game is crap. It doesn't work. The old game is you're flawed, you're powerless, you're hopeless. Go fix yourself. Yeah, go fix yourself. That's not the deal. So we hold this judgment against ourselves that we are not good, that we are, we're never going to make it. It's just, layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. Well, when you say that, Devin, the old game got flipped off the table because patriarchy is rage quitting. I love that. But what you reminded me of was, Jesus knocking over the tables. In the Bible somewhere, I can't tell you where, I forget, but in the Bible somewhere it talks about how Jesus is saying not one of those stones of the church will remain left standing as the truth emerges. And the truth emerges in you. It's not all this. Yeah, but we're not circling back to something we know. We're circling back to a new reality. We've never stood here before. We've never had as much information here and so frickin' little information here, which if we start to open this beautiful gift of who the hell we are and what we're doing, and I don't mean anything arcane and weird and cloud-like. I mean, what do you feel today? What's your real truth? Oh, I can't say that. I hate that guy, but I can't say that. It's just not nice. Can you say it to yourself? Oh, no. Really? Question that. Tell it to yourself. I hate that guy. Oh, you're not going to stay there. Don't you know yet? Because you're on this path, you want good stuff. You're not going to become some asshole. Don't you know that? Give yourself that as a base. You're not going to be a horrible person if you admit to a feeling. Feel it. It's an emotion. It's an energy. And what happens with energy is it's wave-like. Energy comes in waves. When we focus on something, it automatically goes from wave to dot. This is quantum physics as far as Lori understands it. You keep focusing there and it stays there because it's obedient to you. You're that powerful. But if you see the anger and you go, oh, I hate that guy, there's something that loosens up and starts getting a little bit more motion into it so that it can move along. Because you're no longer spending all your energy holding it off, You can let it flow. And then something's inevitably going to come back into your head, or you're going to go, yeah, I hate him, but ugh, what a moron. I don't have to focus on that guy. Suddenly you're thinking in better ways. You're thinking in ways that let you have a little bit of relief. And that's what you want. When you have relief, you can see more, you can perceive more, you can be in contact with your true self, with that divine being that you are made of. We cannot get there the way the churches want us to go, which is let's be on our knees praying for 20,000 years and then maybe God will smile on us and we will be freed in some mystical sense we can't even freaking imagine. It's not like that. Practice your amazingness. Good morning, Marvelous. Hi. Practice it now because you are it now. Thank you. I love them too. You are marvelous now. This is why people tell you all the time, vision. It's not so that you can let me find another goal. Screw goals. Screw it. Hold them lightly. And in the meantime, feel the reality of it as much as you can now and now and now and another time. And when you go to sleep and another time. And when you're waiting in line at Starbucks and right? Start practicing. Start practicing being, feeling, not being. Being sounds like you have to behave a certain way. Start practicing feeling who you are. Becky, I love that. I think the always part is when you're enlightened. Did you? How come, honey? Told her to find me? My favorite analogy for emotions is the car dashboard lights. My emotions are my machine alerts. Oh, definitely tell her to come along. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. That's perfect. I get it. Moonlight's here. I missed you. You snuck in. We all need it. Just because I know it and I'm telling you doesn't mean I'm an enlightened being. Like, it means I know what to practice. It doesn't even mean I always do practice it, because we're crazy, we humans. Oh, definitely. Tell her to sign up for my wait list for my workshop on the 29th. By the way, the workshop is at Goodbye Good Girl, the wait list, goodbyegoodgirl.com/off the hook wait list. All one word. No dots, dashes, spaces, nothing. Off the hook wait list. Not waiting, wait list. So that when I get the page done, which I'm working on, because I'm redefining it since I did it the first time, because it's so powerful, I had to up it. Not the price. I had to up the container. So, but if you get on the wait list, then when that comes out, when it's live, I will email you and I will say, check this out, see if it's your jam. And if it does, you can decide if you want to sign up. Oh my goodness, my fan club has completed the first stage of the club quest. Club Cheers has been unlocked for all fans to send and celebrate. Yeah, I never really in my life thought I'd have any kind of a fan club. That's an interesting concept, isn't it? We are the flow of all that is. That is exactly right. And so for us to get that, we have to practice the feeling of what we think it would be like. So what would it be like? It would feel like a release. Yeah? It would be like a sense of lightness in our body. It would be that way that you feel when something amazing happens and you're like, oh my God, I feel so good. Do you pay attention when that happens? Do you pay attention to what is happening in your body and in your thoughts and in your emotions when you have something great happen? Because if you haven't, then start to do that. Make a note of them in your mind. Go, that's what that feels like. Oh, not so far, but if you find me a paid speaking engagement there and a workshop I can do, I'm all over it. I would love that. Thank you very much for that. It's very, very sweet of you. Marvelous. We are the living embodiment of infinite possibility. And that should frustrate you because you're not living it. I want that to frustrate you because I want to, that would be me, Becky. But yeah, who else? Becky needs to see where her fellow empaths are. We are infinite possibility. It's our source freaking code. And the reason I want you to be ticked off at that is because you're not living it. And I don't want you to be helplessly ticked off. I want you to be, I want you to be determined to go into that temple of you and not just like, the temple, into you, into that part of you that goes, F that guy, F that girl, I hate when this happens, and be your really obnoxious self. You're just not going to do it at people, okay? But at least you should be able to tell yourself the truth. Because once you do, it starts to shift. That's how it works. You start to let it flow, it shifts. That's why you're stuck, man. That's why you're stuck. Cool. Do it. I'm telling you, get yourself a freaking book, or if you're an artist, draw your rage. And I'm not saying, be careful here. Be careful here. You're not expressing your stuff in order to push it out. That is a sneaky patriarchal loop that still makes you wrong. You are not wrong. You've never been fundamentally wrong. What you are is an energy ready to blossom in a million different ways, and you keep stopping it. You keep stopping it, and you don't even know it's you stopping it. Like Miss Rogers said, I was never a good girl. I was born to fight it. Me too, but then I learned at a certain point, after the fighting got me to a certain place, it wasn't getting me anywhere else. What I had to do was come into relationship with myself. I had to break the patriarchal, religious, social rules of thou shalt follow all the rules. And then you can be secure. Then you're not lost. Then you don't feel lost. The reason we feel lost, there's nobody home. We've got this home. We've been taught to use this. We have not been taught to listen to ourselves, to our emotions, to how we feel. Oh, that's too feminine. That's too girly. It's powerless. You know why they say that? Because it's more powerful than any freaking thing on earth. Anything. That's why it's been repressed. I didn't have to break free from the mindset. I had to escape the men. Yeah, I've had to pull back from relationships completely. But first where I went was, no, I'm not going to have relationships. This is crap. This doesn't work. And then I had a little breakthrough a few months ago, and I went, wait a second. I can leave space for something that's miraculous, for something that would be really healthy and beautiful and mutually exploratory and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So I don't have to shut out men, but the game is done for me. Frickin' done. Even when I get that little like frisson, that like, ooh, he's so cute, or oh, he touched my hand, I just watch it. I don't respond to it. Because I know it's part of the game I've been programmed to play. I don't want that. I want to be authentically me as much as I can. I want to, and I'm learning now, I'm teaching myself now to enjoy my crazy ass life before it gets to some place that I think I can approve of. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. Yeah, no, the owning thing, but see, the owning thing is, the men owning you thing, it comes from these settings that are in our brain that we haven't interrupted the pattern. You got to interrupt the pattern, you guys. That's how it works. You've got to interrupt all of the patriarchal loops, but you don't do it all at once. You do it as you notice it. It makes it easier. Fundamentally, in terms of energy, fear and rigidity, I would say, GDD. The question was, who are they fundamentally in terms of energy? I'm saying that for the recording. Yeah. So, the thing about fearful stuff is it hits your nervous system, and the human being has a nervous system. We attune to each other's nervous systems. I don't know if you're aware of that, but that's what we do. Iris, hi, sweetheart. So, and anything that is like, Gah! That like scares the heck out of you, that's that kind of energy, it's going to get your attention. It gets your amygdala, the little part inside your brain that's fight or flight, freeze or fawn, and it's going to make it go, oh, high alert, high alert, high alert. Okay, so the way that I more often than not interrupt that pattern is by just observing and observe, not just observing it, but observing like suddenly I feel my gut is horrible. I can't breathe. I'm like, my shoulders go up, Um, right. So noticing it instead of reacting to it, is a good first. It's a powerful place. It's not really steps to this, you guys. It's like you use the tools as you need them. Um, well, I'm gonna ask you. So you're never afraid ever, Becky? Because, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot or be weird or anything. I'm just saying that we love to say that we've accomplished something. I've let go of the fear. I've let go of the self-doubt. I've let go. But honestly, have we? And I'm not saying that so that we don't give ourselves a sense of like, oh, good, I've made progress, because we make progress. But I want us to be able to understand that we're so enculturated by a patriarchal and religious and social set of shoulds that they're part of the internal air we breathe, and so we don't see it. And that's my job, is to show you where they freaking are, so you can go, wait a second, let me look at that from a different perspective, because that's going to give me some wiggle room. It's going to give me some freedom to think the way I want, to act the way I want to, not 100%, not like tomorrow I'm enlightened, I get to be everything I want to be tomorrow, but I get to be more of me today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day, while the rest of y'all are sitting over there. I'm going to take another workshop and hope that it maybe helps me expand. Help you expand. You have to interrupt the patterns. You have to start to see where the shoulds are living and ask yourself, is this real? Is this something I should really, and stop judging yourself with, oh, I can't change this pattern because I've been so hurt. Yes, you have. You have the trauma. You have the wounding. But that doesn't define you. See, that's the thing. It's something that is an energy within you, and you are this infinite energy. Now, even if you can't feel it, even if you're like, I don't even know what that means, if you can understand the concept, if you've ever had a time where you felt like, wow, I didn't know I could do that, this is so cool, then you've been there. You've contacted the larger part of you. And the larger part of you is infinite, so you can never stop exploring. You're never going to get to that one place where you go, I'm done, it's cool, I can go buy a house in the Bahamas and take a bunch of lovers and, eat lobster, whatever. It's not about stopping the effort. It's about using the right kind of effort for the right kind of thing. You don't want to fix yourself. You want to soothe yourself. You don't want to judge yourself. You want to understand yourself. You don't want to beat the hell out of yourself. You want to be kind to yourself. And kindness is a lot easier than self-love. Right, GDD? I know. What would we be if we ever found an end? So are you in? Are you in? Are you like, okay, good. I get that there's a bunch of rules kind of running me without my even knowing it. And I want to see them. Oh, thanks, honey. I'm so glad. JJ laughs. What a great name. Are you in? Are you ready to give up settling for what you know? Please be done with settling for what you know. Because what you know doesn't do you a goddamn bit of good unless you've got the rest of the cake. The rest of the cake of you is your emotion, your feelings, that's why there's stuff like heart math, and you have to have the yin and the yang. The yin and the yang has two parts to it, and then a center, like this line down the center that's always moving. It's got these. It's so freaking profound. Okay, Miss Rogers, have a great day. And we've been operating with a tenth of what we have at our Y-I-N-Y-A-N-G. It's yin, Y-I-N, and yang, Y-A-N-G. Thanks for asking. I like to be precise so people know what the hell's going on. So if you don't, I'm happy for you to ask. It's time for us to go. I'm damn determined to take all of these isms, all of these spiritualisms, the religious bullshit. I'm ready to take all of it and dismantle it. And the only thing you need to dismantle it is your emotions and your questioning. That's where it all starts. It's where it always comes back to. It's like, is this real? Does this work for me? Does this make any sense? Does it make any sense that there were two naked people running around a garden talking to a talking snake? That doesn't make any freaking sense. And I don't believe that God said, let me put people on a planet and confuse the hell out of them. I don't think that was the plan. But we were given free will, so we confuse the hell out of ourselves. Yin and yang is the positive and the negative. Okay, love GDD. See ya. We're so much more than all of that, and we've proved it over and over in our lives. If things have happened and we're like, oh, that was a nice break. Yeah, but guess who made room for it? Your energy. You have no idea that you had a part in that. You have no idea that you have a part in that. Well, get determined to have a freaking idea that you are a part of that and how that can be true. Because wouldn't you like to create more of those moments? Oh my God. Wouldn't you like to say, I'd really like to have a better life, but I don't want to do it using the old rules of work myself to death, beat the hell out of myself. Like, I don't want that anymore. That's good. I'm glad, because that's not the way you grow anyway. I should know. I spent 35 years in corporate America and ended up homeless. What the F? Come on. I'm not homeless now, but that was in my 50s. The old ways don't work. They never freaking did. And so what I want you to do is I want you to start questioning. I want you to say, how can I find the living heart of me? How can I be authentic? How can I have some relief? If you can't imagine, because imagining self-love is kind of freaking big. But if you can imagine giving yourself a little bit of relief, honey, you have just gone against the whole matrix, and you have no idea how big that is. You have no idea how big that is. But let me tell you how big it is, so you have an idea, okay? Here's the deal. However you feel in this moment, if you want to feel better, if you're not liking, if you're not loving what you're feeling, or what, it's just like, yeah, I could feel better. If you have a slightly better feeling thought, tell me if you can't hear me because of the wind, but if you have a slightly better feeling thought, that slight better feeling is 10,000 times stronger than that other feeling that you have at the same time. And that light will do the work for you. In other words, you don't have to like keep emptying out your darkness like you've got a bucket you're trying to empty out the ocean. You don't have to do that. But you do have to be aware that the ocean has been living rent-free in you for a long time. Honey, no, Devin, no, just, oh my God, I'm sorry, the draft thing? Oh, yin and yang, it's Y-A-N-G, Mom's Rides. No, I didn't make it up. It's an ancient Asian symbol. If you look it up on Google, look on Google Images, yin and yang, Y-A-N-G. It's a very deep spiritual symbol, so it'd be cool for you to look it up. the draft. How do you deal with that bullshit? Well, I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and people went to Canada. They moved to Canada to escape the draft. No, it's good. It should send Barrett. Exactly. Exactly. So my question around that is, what does it take to wake us up? We're good at going to planned marches, but when are we going to get the fuck up out of our seats in the middle of the day and go, I cannot? I know it does, honey. It's pronounced yang. Y-A-N-G. I know. Because in Asia, they don't say yang. They say yang. Not yong, but yang. I understand the confusion. But I'll bet you if you look it up either way, it'll still come up for you. Vance is a joke. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Abigail. Oh, all my peeps are here. This is so nice. And then some new peeps. Thank you, peeps. Oh, by the way, if y'all could share this out, that'd be pretty freaking awesome. And if you haven't, followed me or joined me or whatever the hell the word is, think about that too. Okay. If you want to really tap into your sacred in the middle of stuff like there's going to be a draft, what? What would the sacred be in the middle of all this crap? Oh, hi. Let me read this right. Pagerella. I like your name. Happy to have you here. Thank you for being here. How do we as spiritual beings look at this kind of crap? Well, first of all, you have free will. You have choice. So, on the energetic level, you feed into the strengthening of the garbage when you are afraid only. Of course you're afraid. It's not that you shouldn't be afraid. Of course you're afraid. That's fair. Hello, you're awake. You're alive. Of course you're afraid. The point is that the old patriarchal matrix garbage tells you to fight it. So then you get into a war with yourself. I don't want to feel this fear. I don't want to be, I'm afraid. I don't know what to, I need to do something and I don't know what to do. And I need to go out into the world and do something physically. And I don't know what to do to stop this. We get freaked out. And what other option is there, right? But there is another option we can add in. Two options. One is vibrational and one is choice. The vibrational one is, where do you want to stand in relationship to this with your energy? Do you want to be flexible and ready to move if this kind of thing happens? And I don't necessarily mean ready to literally move to Canada, but you can. What are your options? Take your power back. Take your power back, and the way you take your power back is by knowing that you can come up with different ways to do things, different ways of react. You are not a slave to this system. I know your body feels like it. I know your mind has been programmed to think that way. Create a community, connecting with people, 100%. Absolutely. There's no one right answer, you guys, but there is one right, expansive thing you can do for yourself, which is take back your power. Feel the fear, because, hello, fearful. That is a revolution, Regina. You are so right. That is exactly. And that's kind of my point. Thank you for making it for me. Do you want to be part of the revolution? Then be the revolution. And that doesn't mean that you have to go change, what the hell was it called? You don't have to go change the politics and everything else. It really doesn't. it have you ever had like a breakthrough? Have you ever had a breakthrough where you went, oh my God, I never saw that before. I never saw that way. Have you had one of those? Because that changed your life. You're like, no, it didn't. I didn't get the good job and I didn't get the house. And that's not what I mean. It changed where you're standing. And when you understand that you can invite that kind of experience, then look at all the freedom you can have every single day if you want it. In all kinds of different ways, and it's not going to look familiar. So stop basing everything on the old stuff. It's just, you're not going to find it. In fact, where you're going to find it is in the small. Regina, yes, it certainly does. It teaches us to hate ourselves. Hi, Teresa, and thank you for the share, you guys. When I was 55 years old, I found myself broke. A friend offered me a room to stay in. I was homeless. I stayed there. It took me 3 years to get out of homelessness, but I did. I didn't do it because I got clever, and I didn't do it because I got grace from the divine. I mean, we are in a constant state of grace. We are living in the divine energy that is all things. So I don't know what we're doing, running around going, please shed grace on me. Tell yourself, just a teaspoonful. A teaspoonful would probably drown us at this moment. We're so unprepared. Hi, Danny. Abigail, that's cool. Give yourself let it in kind of a thing, you know? I did it, right? I know, Danny, ain't that we need a t-shirt. I think it's the third time I've said that on one of these. Hide, yep. It's a shift in our awareness. It happened to me last year with something that is about work. I've worked for so many years, underpaid. I mean, I'm freaking gifted. Put me in an office, I can do freaking anything. I'm sorry, but it's even more than that. Marketing, IT, HR. I mean, like, come on, it's ridiculous. And here I am working as a temp for $27 an hour. What the hell? Now, I've always known that. Thank you, Regina. We are so amazing. I've always known that, but this is not going to save your ass. Do you understand? This is not enough to save your ass. But I already know this. I don't care. Neither do you. Because your body, your emotions, your set points are not relating to this. They're not relating to what you are telling yourself you should be thinking and you should be. It's just doing its vibrational thing. And until you interrupt the pattern, it doesn't matter what you think you know. Well, I'm here 6 days a week, Danny. So please feel free. And also, if you want to be on my mailing list for stuff, just go get on my wait list. This is the easiest way I can think of to do it right now. Get on my wait list for my workshop. I'm not going to spam you. I'm just going to let you know when the page is up. But the way you do that is go to my website, goodbye.com/off the hook wait list. One word. Off the hook wait list. And I'm beginning to hone in on when, like the times of days that I want to do my lives each day. This one's always the same. This is always 11 a.m. Eastern on Sundays. 11 a.m. Eastern on Sundays is the Irreverent Sacred. And if you want more deprogramming from religion, check out Bill Donahue. Oh, that's awesome, Jen. Oh, that's cool. I don't even know what I was saying. But you guys, we are amazing. And it is we now have the astrological wind at our back starting today. Today. For the next 10 days, the number of planets that are like communing, and they haven't done this particular kind of communing, like there's one part of it that there's one aspect to all of that communing that hasn't happened since the Civil War. I mean, the waking up that we keep saying that we're doing or we want to do or that people are doing, do we know what we're talking about? So much is in our favor. Regina I agree 100%. I think we need us on our sides. And sure, you're a fire horse, baby. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh my God, you guys are all so awesome. I love you very much for being here with me. It just feels really good to be able to share this stuff and feel like we're all helping each other. I love the way you all are chatting in the chat and expressing what you feel and supporting each other. It's really awesome. So on the vibrational side, I'll finish this up before I go. On the vibrational side of how do we deal with stuff like this ridiculous idea of drafting people? What the? On the vibrational side, you see it for what it is. See it for what it is. It's a control game. And decide, I'm going to take my power back. I'm going to make plans for if that does come about, where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do. And also be determined that it doesn't kill your peace altogether. Sure, it's gonna kill your peace in certain times of the day, but it doesn't have to kill your peace 100% all the time. Yeah, Regina, we are only weak because we're not collective, and the reason we're not collective is because we're not emotional. We've been terrified to be vulnerable and open, and it takes work, it takes practice work, it takes my workshop. Come on and be real with yourself. Be real with 15 other people. But we have to do it. This is the thing we've become very accustomed to. Well, the people at the top will handle it. The people at the top have lost their freaking minds. So we have to do it. And we do it energetically. Even the most powerfully is energetic. But we also can do it in terms of what we do out in the world. So we've got this. Just stop avoiding your feelings and understand that they are your sonar. They are what you have to give you some understanding of where you are with things and what's blocking you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Wow, that was beautiful. Woo. Wow. Thank you, Paragon. Understand that when you question, when you sit with yourself, you write, or you just talk out loud to yourself, or you film yourself on your phone privately and talk to yourself, the truth will come out. Your truth will give you, when it says the truth will set you free, it means that you will get some relief. You will feel a little better. And the reason that that's so important is because your energy is what is part of creating this nightmare. All of us. And so the more of us that are waking up, the more this thing keeps going off the frickin' rails. Keep going. We're almost there. Keep going. We are almost there. You are not failing. You are succeeding. And the proof is that it's losing its frickin' mind. Really? The arc of Trump? Are you kidding me? Keep going because we're doing great. Okay? Much love to you guys. I'll be here tomorrow. I think, what should I call it? What do you think of Lori Live at 5 on Monday, Eastern Time? Take care of yourself. I wish you love, and Moxie, we've got this. We are this.